Hey everybody, welcome to Hilltop Machine Works. Well, hey everybody, it's Tom here, and as you can tell, I got a smorgasbord of stuff here. It's been piling up, and it's been a while since we did a mail call, so I figured, hey, let's go ahead and get a mail call done and show you the goodies I've gotten for the shop, and give you some updates on some upcoming projects, and rehash some projects that are finished, and answer a few questions and whatnot. So hey, it is February 6th and it is like 70 degrees out. It's crazy weather here. Normally it should be probably in the 30s, so I figured I'd take advantage of it and we'd do a mail call outside. And for something different, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys and I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to put the camera down here so you can take a better look at some of this stuff. But first off, I wanted to say thanks to all my new subscribers. The channel is growing. This is exciting. We're over 700 now, and if we can keep this momentum, hopefully in a couple months we can reach 1,000. And I want to do another giveaway when we hit that milestone of 1,000 subscribers, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't subscribed, go down in there and hit that red subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. I'd really appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and we'll get this party started. What do you say, guys? Well, hey guys, just going to do a short little clip here to add to, I guess, my mail call. So, what you're looking at is my hot shot. I got her on, and as you can see, I got the door open. It is February 1st, and it is like 55 degrees out, so I figured it'd be perfect time to break in the oven. I know all you guys that live in the Midwest are experiencing that polar vortex, and it's probably like a negative 20 or something right now. I hate it for you guys. Stay warm. But just taking a deviation from what I was working on, so I could go ahead and cycle this and break it in. And I don't know if you can see a little bit of the fumes. So she is burning out. Yep. So just a little quickie here, but so far so good. Like I said, let her cycle, get her up to temp, and then I've got to do some quick programming so it'll stabilize. But anyways, just thought I'd show you my new acquisition up and running. Okay, to start off with, here's a few pieces I was able to pick up from Metal Supermarkets. You'll see in an upcoming video clip. I made a run up there to grab some stock for a customer's order, and unfortunately they had just emptied their scrap bins, so there was literally nothing in there. This was all they had. Nice big chunk of aluminum, so it wasn't too bad. I don't do that much aluminum projects, but hate to pass it up. That's like 8.5 by 5, and a few more pieces of aluminum there, and this was the only steel round they had in the scrap bin. So for all my effort, they said, yeah, sure, just take it. So they didn't even charge me for it. So that was very nice of them. I thank you, Metal Supermarkets. I really appreciate that. And you saw in the video of me making a run to the scrapyard, I ended up picking up these couple pieces for projects. This is going to be a grill top, basically a griddle like AVE did on his channel. So if you get a chance, go check out the project that he made. And this is 1 inch thick, and this is 10 by 19. So I got to mill all that crap off of there, and then basically we're going to mill a trough in the middle so we can use this as a cooktop. So I thought that was pretty cool. That'll be an upcoming project. And this big 4-inch diameter round by 19.5 inches, we're going to use this to make dies to use on the tubing roller to be able to roll flat stock, since Harbor Freight no longer sells the kit with dies to roll flat bar. You can either order them from Swag Off-Road, or if you got a machine shop like me, you can just make them yourself. So that'll be another upcoming project. And let me show you some of the eBay finds that I got here. So picked up a cool sign for the shop, and I even throw this in the backdrop every now and then in some of the videos. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I got it for less than 20 bucks. I think it was like $13 to make it and another $8 to ship it. So go on eBay and check for metal signs if you're interested in getting a sign made for your shop or your man cave or whatever the case may be. And let's see, if you saw the clip of the Hotshot 360 I got, so I decided to pick up some accessories for it. Got a, well, come out of the box, got a crucible to fit in there if I want to obviously melt low temp alloys. And it came with the tongs, but I'm not too pleased with these tongs. These are kind of cheap ones. I probably could have made them myself for what they wanted. So not sure how well these will function, but anyways, we'll give it a shot. And this smorgasbord of stuff in no special order. Needed some silver Sharpies because you can never have enough. You know, blue, black, and silver seem to be my favorite colors for working in the shop and marking materials. So the seller had a good deal on those, so I was able to score enough to last me obviously several months. And I got a piece of 3/4 hex bore for an upcoming project, and I got some round coming also. So once that comes in, we've got another project. I will not let the cat out of the bag right now on that one. And working on a current project now. So far it's going to be a 2, maybe a 3-part video series. You're going to like it. But I needed to do some metric hole drilling and milling, and it ended up being 20 millimeter. I did have a 20 millimeter drill and 2 flute end mill, but I did not have a reamer. So if I need a nice precise 20 mil hole, now I can do it. That was a good buy off eBay. And another guy had a whole slew of brass hammerheads, all different weights. This was the smallest one he had. This was the last 2-pounder. So I grabbed this one at a really good price. And then I just went to my local mom and pop's hardware store, because we still have one in town, and I grabbed a handle for it. So I'll be getting this together, and you may see me wailing on stuff in future videos with this nice brass head. And watching Adam Booth down there and on his videos in Florida, since he has to deal with the humidity and the rust, he's been using this stuff, CRC SP400 corrosion inhibitor. So I figured I would grab me a can and give it a try, since we do have a humidity problem up here, especially when we transition from seasons. So like when the machines are cold and you have a warm day like today, then you have to deal with humidity. I do have a dehumidifier running all the time, which helps, but it's nice to get some stuff coated that you might need coated to prevent it from rusting. And Travers sent out their monthly flyer, and they had a couple things on sale that I was interested in. They had their countersinks, and I'm tired of using the cheaper ones and breaking them. I think this is their house brand, but I went with their Cobalt because I'm tired of their the high-speed steel ones. Their ends seem to be breaking on me a lot. So I grabbed a set. This was on sale, and also they had their taps on sale. This is a 5/16/18 tap for aluminum, and it's that special spiral flute. So as the tap starts to cut threads and go down, the chips actually evacuate up, which makes it nice, especially if you're doing blind holes. So add that to the tool collection. And while I was watching Flathead Ron over there at Flathead Ron's garage, he was doing some electrical work, and that reminded me that I needed another mini torch, because the last one I had finally gave up the ghost. It was a cheap one from Harbor Freight. So I was like, yep, let me get back on the net, and so I ordered me another one. I mean, they're cheap, but you know, you get several years out of them before you gotta buy another one. And also I needed some grommets. I needed a good variety because I don't have a good variety. So I picked these up. You know, you can get them like Harbor Freight or other stores, but sometimes it's easier just to order them on the internet and pay $2, $3 to have them shipped to your door, so you don't have to deal with driving around town for half the day, burning up your gas and trying to track down the stuff you need. You know, it burns up shop time. And I found this new old stock nice switch, and this is what is actually on my big Monarch. So I figured if anything is going to go bad on the Monarch, it would be the switch, because you know, this is getting constantly used. The Monarch is almost, what, 50 years old or so. So I figured buy it now, put it away, and when my original switch finally kicks the bucket, I will have me another one. So I figured that was a good score for $30. So several of the YouTubers are now using collets in their lathe tailstock to hold end mills and taps, and I figured I would jump on the bandwagon. So I think now John Mills does it. If you watch Jim Deadman over there on his channel, he recently fixed his, and he's running the same Morse Taper 3 in his tailstock. So I figured I'd grab a set and you know, join the club. Obviously this is way better holding a tap or a end mill than using the chuck, because it only grabs on 3 spots, especially on the bigger end mills or you know, bigger taps, and heck, even on large shank drills. You know, there's a tendency to want to spin. They really have to crank it down. So hopefully using this collet set will help, and we won't have any issues. And that was all my internet scores. So Snap-on stuff, not a what. You know, I don't really need that much, but I did grab this striking pry bar that has the nice straight edge instead of a curved edge. So this comes in handy, you know, especially prying open crates and whatnot. And I grabbed this hex end ratcheting driver. So you reverse and then forward, because I may have an upcoming project where I have to remove a whole bunch of funky screw heads. And then of course, you know, the bottom is open so you can store bits and whatnot. So I grabbed that. And I almost forgot. So I got my microscope in from Banggood a few weeks ago, and if you followed along and watched the Boyer-Schultz surface grinder refurbish and restoration, I used it to check the high-speed tool bit that I ground on this for the shaper. And this is the G600 model, MUSTOOL. I'm not sure if it's still on sale or not, but if it is, they were selling it at $45 about a month ago from Banggood. So if you're interested, go check that out. It works real well. You know, I don't have the room or the funds to buy a big optical comparator, so I think this is the next best thing, especially for small shops. Okay guys, well that's about it for the purchases, except we see this table. I scored this from that scrapyard also that we are using today to make the video. So upcoming projects. Still need to square up the Boyer-Schultz surface grinder. I do have a coolant tank. I got to get that hooked up. But what I think I'm going to try first is, because when I checked that chuck, it was totally flat on my surface plate. So a viewer mentioned, why not grind the table in first and then put your chuck on it and see how it, take measurements then. So I think that's what I'm going to do first, because I think there's a bad spot or two in the ways. Instead of it gradually increasing and then getting out about 5 thou, you think like a ramp that it goes straight and then all of a sudden it dips up a little bit. So that leads me to think that it's more an issue in the ways than actually the chuck itself. So that'll be probably do it just a short clip, may add it to a mail call. Obviously it's not worth doing a whole video for. And I mentioned the piece of steel we got for tube rolling dies, so we need to fix the tube roller with those swag off-road parts that I got. I showed that in a previous mail call. So that'll be an upcoming project, is to outboard the dies farther, add a 4-ton jack, I think that's what it calls for, and then of course we'll make some new dies for that. So that'll be an upcoming project. And of course the AVE grill griddle. And because my surface grinder is that deluxe model with the dust collecting cabinet below, I don't have any room for storage, because the normal cabinets it would be vacant and you have storage for all your stuff. So we are going to basically bend up a small metal box to hang on the side of it. That way I have a place to stick grinding wheels, stick the diamond wheel dresser, magnetic transfer blocks and whatnot. So that way I can store everything together on one side. So that'll be an easy sheet metal project. We'll just go over there to the sheet metal break and bend up something simple, but that will be an upcoming project. And I think that's about it, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the channel. I am enjoying filming all this stuff and working in the shop and just kind of showing you all the different stuff that I do out here. And I love talking to you guys. Leave comments, send me an email. My email is always at the beginning of the video. And I am currently working on maybe some new stickers and some new shirts, a different design. I've got a friend of mine, his wife has got a machine that can do the decals and the transfer and all that good stuff, and she's working on some artwork as we speak. So that's exciting news. So I'll let you guys know about that when that becomes available, so I can send stuff out to you. And until then, we'll see you on the next project.